Good morning and welcome to today's workshop. We're talking about cybersecurity in your small business. By the end of this workshop, you have a firm understanding of how you can protect your business data information and also the data information of your customers. This is something that's so important now because every day this world is becoming more and more digital. We have so many apps, we have cell phones, social media accounts, everything is digital. So making sure that your personal information, your business information is safe and secure is so important because the last thing you want to do is get hacked and have your information leaked or lose your money, your account, or other things. And then also, not only protecting your data, but making sure you're also protecting the data of your customers. Your customers are giving you their data. They're giving you their credit cards. They're giving you their numbers, their passwords, and so on. The last thing you want is your business to be hacked and then the information of your customers become compromised. So today, that's what we're going to talk about. Those steps you can take. And that's the thing that people don't realize, that at the end of the day, it's about you. It's about what steps you take to protect your data. You really have the power. And there are some simple, easy steps you can take to make sure that your data is secure for your business and also for your personal life. And that's one point I also want to key on is that you have a personal email address and a business email address, a personal LinkedIn page and a business page as well. That information now is commingled. So you're checking the information on the same device, on the same laptop, desktop, or computer. So it's so important that you treat all your information, whether that business or personal, the same. Because guess what? If somebody gets access to your cell phone or your laptop or your Wi-Fi password, they then can get access also to your business information. So it's so important and so key that you are protecting your data online and protecting the data of your customers. So let's get started and talk more about, so who am I? My name is still Mckinley. I'm the DMV Grow with Google Digital Coach. And what does that mean? So Grow with Google is all about offering free training and tools to small business owners to help them use digital skill sets to better understand their business, the customer, and make more sales. I'm also a small business owner just like you. My company is called Diversify Digital. We do digital marketing and digital literacy training for individuals and also organizations. So today when I'm speaking also from my experience. This is more than just slides. It's more than just text on screen. I'm going to share some things that I've been through and how I have protected my data security from hackers. Also, through this workshop, please be sure to be interactive. Any questions or comments you have, enter those in the chat. Also, you can reach me by email. My email is here on the screen. It's digitalcoachdmv@growwithg.co. Also, we're on Instagram as well. Simply click for my name, that's Mckinley. And also, Grow with Google has a page on Instagram as well. It's called Digital Coaches. So follow us, we'll follow you back. If we say anything informative, insightful, please be sure to screenshot that, take a picture, and share it. So thank you for that. We're going to start off today with some of the common spam messages you may get. And these messages will come to you on your cell phone and also on your desktop device. So these are some of the common messages you may get. And we're going to talk about some of the steps you take to make sure that you don't fall victim or prey to any of these attacks. So here's the first one. I'm sure we all got this. Somebody wants to gift you $1 million. They'll give you $100, $10 million, whatever. So this is the first red flag that the message is spam or it's something that's not going to work for you. Things don't work like that. Money does not just fall out of the sky. Nobody's going to give you money but for no reason. So that's the first thing you should watch out for. If they're offering a large sum of money via email, then chances are 99.9% this is a spam email. You should delete it, mark it as spam, and not reply to it. Now, the next common one you see is kind of similar. Excuse me. It's kind of similar again. So a person offers you $10.5 million. All you have to do is send me your account information, or all you have to do is send me your social security number, something like that. Once again, it doesn't work that way. You don't have some aunt in Iowa that died that you would inherit $10 million from. And you know what? You might have aunt. Guess what? Email is not going to be the way that a lawyer or somebody contacts you to give you money. It'll be via phone, it'll be via email, or via letter. So once again, if somebody's promised you a large sum of money randomly in email, then the email is fraudulent and you do not want to open it and you do not want to click it. The next example, one I get a lot on my cell phone. So I get a text from, let's say, Netflix or UPS, some service, saying that there's been a fraudulent charge in my account, or I have to click here to confirm the package or update my username or ID. Don't do that. Once again, that is a common form of spam that people are sending out. And many times you may not even have an account with that bank or that service. But what they're hoping on, that you're busy during the day, you look down, you see a message from a name that you recognize, you click that link, and a link takes you to a website that downloads malware or other information on your phone or your device. So you do not want to do that. So do not fall from a message that looks like from a company and not from a company. So be wary of those scams, not only on your cell phone, but also on your laptop as well. The last one is kind of scary. It's a ransom demand. This one asking for, they're asking for Bitcoin. So they say we have pictures or information about you, and if you don't send us this money, we will release this information. Once again, this is a scam. The chances are this person does not have information about you. They're trying to scare you and trying to get you to send them money so they won't receive it. Once again, this email you should not reply to. You should mark it as spam and delete it. Today's workshop, we'll cover a few things. First, we're going to talk about why cybersecurity matters for every business. This is very key. Next, we'll talk about how you can protect your business online. Then we'll talk about what to do if you're attacked. And this is really disturbing, but the chances are you are going to be attacked. I said this at the beginning of the workshop, but everything is going digital. And really what it means is digital adoption or technology rises, the amount of cyber attacks are also going to rise. So at some point, your information is going to be compromised. But what you need to have is a plan in place. So when information is legally compromised, you know what to do. Because when it comes to your data, your security, time is really money. And last, the recap. We'll talk about everything that we talked about, and I'll give you some additional resources where you can learn more about how to strengthen your cybersecurity for your small business. Cybersecurity matters for every business. I'll say it again. Cybersecurity matters for every business. One thing that small business owners think that's totally wrong is that if you are not a big business, that a cyber criminal is not going to attack you. That's not true. Actually, they are more likely to contact you. They're more likely to try to get your information. Why? Because they figure that a small business probably doesn't have the infrastructure, is probably not taking their cybersecurity seriously. These cyber criminals, they don't care if they're getting $1, $100, $1 million. They're still going to attack you. So no matter what size, no matter what stage your business is, you can be attacked. So this is something that's important for every business, no matter your size, how much money you make, how many employees you have. Cybersecurity is very important to your small business. I have some stats here that drive home the point. So 65% of small business leaders or owners say cybersecurity and privacy are concerned. I'll say it again. 65% of small business owners say that cybersecurity and customer privacy are concerned. That's shocking. That number should be 100%. It should be 100%. Because like I just said, no matter who you are, whether you're a business, you're an individual, cybersecurity should be a priority. And that stat shows that gap I was talking about. 65 should be 100. But there's a lot of people that are not taking their cybersecurity seriously. And once again, that's opening for cyber criminals to attack you and try to get your information. How to protect yourself online. Now, this might sound a little cheesy, but you really are the first line of defense when it comes to protecting your information, your data online. If you look in the news anytime that a company gets hacked and their information gets leaked or compromised, guess what? It started with something simple like a password that was easy to guess. Not having a password at all. A employee clicked on email link and that link exposing the data of that company. So you are really the first line of defense. In this section, we're going to cover some simple and easy steps that you can take that's going to help keep your data information safe. This is your cyber house. And looking at this chart here, ask yourself, are you vulnerable to cyber attacks? I'll tell you a story real quick. So we see this house here. It's got me thinking. As a kid, I was a latchkey kid. My parents being at home till like 5, 6 at night. So for those 2, 3 hours, I was by myself. And about every 2, 3 months, I would forget my key. I would leave my key inside the house and go to school and come home, and I couldn't get in that house. But guess what? I was not going to sit outside the house for hours waiting for my parents to come home. I wanted to watch a show, a cartoon, I wanted some food. So guess what? I tried every single way to get in the house. I tried the front door. I tried the back door. I tried that small window above the kitchen sink, the small window in the bathroom. And I would try to squeeze in the window every way possible. And I tell you that story to illustrate that's how cyber criminals are. They're not going to stop until they get into your house. They're going to try every window, every door, every way to get in. And that brings us back to the slide of the show. So this is your cyber house. Some common ways that cyber criminals get into your house is one, having out-of-date websites. So your website, whether that's WordPress or any platform you're using, make sure that it is up to date. That's so key. I know it's annoying, but whether on your cell phone, on your computer, every once in a while you get these pop-ups that say that the latest security plugin needs to be installed in your computer, your device. Don't ignore that. I'll say it again. Don't ignore that. Click that link and update your software as soon as possible. Why? Because many times that patch is making that program run faster and better, but it's also patching security flaws that cyber criminals have been exploiting. So you want to make sure that your website is up to date all the time. And the way you can do that is by making sure that you include those security patches. The same thing goes for out-of-date software. Once again, make sure the software is up to date. Make sure your browser up to date. Make sure your system is up to date. Once again, not only will it run faster and better, but it also will plug security flaws that cyber criminals have been attacking. And that's other technical vulnerabilities. Looking at your cell phone, do you have a password? Do you have a lock screen? Your computer, do you have a lock screen? Those are ways that cyber criminals can get into your house. And you want to stop them from getting into your house. Moving on to the next thing you do, protecting passwords and identity. Going back to what I said, the first line of defense is you, what you do. And the first thing you can do is have a strong password. That is key. You'd be surprised how people have their name as a password, their name as a pet as a password, something that's easy to guess, or they use the same password for every account. Don't do that. The first line of defense is having a password that is hard to guess. So in this section, we're going to talk more about that and give some tips on how you can get a password that's safe and also secure. The first thing you want to do is make sure your password is difficult to guess. Your password should not be your name 123. One of the most common passwords is password 12345. Don't make your password easy to guess. Make it hard to guess. Next thing that you want to do is keep your password private and do not share them. So don't share your password with your family and your friends. Only give password to people that need it. For example, my wife has to log into a lot of my accounts. Why? Because something happens, she needs to be able to log into the accounts. The next thing I will also say is make sure you have a different password for each account. I'll say it again. So, man, make sure you have a different password for each account. Now, I know this sounds hard to do. We have so many accounts. At last count, I have about 400 passwords, 400 accounts. And why? That's because, like I said before, this world is digital. We're creating 10, 20, 30 new logins per year. So in 10, 15 years, you can gain a lot of accounts. And it's impossible to remember passwords that are hard to guess, that are unique for every single account. Something that I do, that I believe you should do in order to make sure you keep all your passwords safe, is use a password manager. Password managers help you use strong, unique passwords that are for all your online accounts. I love using Google Password Manager because it helps you create, save, and autofill passwords. That's great. So when I go check my bank account, when I go check my email, my browser recognizes that site and automatically fills my username and password. So using a password manager is a way that you can have unique passwords that are hard to guess for every single account. To find out more about this, visit password.google.com to look into Google Password Manager. Also, enabling two-step verification is another layer of added security. So the thought is, if somebody has your password, they probably don't have your cell phone, your physical device. So what happens is when you go into that website to log into your Gmail person, for instance, you put in your username and your password. Now, before it lets you in, it's going to send a code to your cell phone. You then take that code, you put that code in on your browser, and then lets you in. So the thought of two-step verification is one more layer of security to log into your account. So that's something you should enable with all your accounts. That's something that's available on all accounts by Google, whether that's Gmail, whether that's YouTube, ads, anything. And once again, this is something that's available across accounts. It's just not recommended or just not for Google. If you look at any account you have right now, there's probably a setting in privacy or security about enabling two-step verification. Once again, you want to do that because it creates another layer of security for your account. So once again, somebody could have your password, but they probably don't have your physical device or your cell phone. Having that allows you another layer of security. So if you have two-step verification set up, you may get an alert that somebody is trying to log into your account. If that's not you, then you know that somebody has your password and they're trying to get in. I'll suggest going back to your Gmail, whatever site it is, and changing your password to make sure that that login is one that is valid and secure. Now, by design, if you are using Google Workspaces, two-step verification is across all of these platforms. You just have to enable it. Once again, turning on two-step verification is the single most important action you can take to protect your business and your data online. To find out more about that, visit google.com/workspaces. Tips for Google Workspace security. Very simple, but very, very important. So the first one is limit who can see newly created files. When you create files in workspaces, you can determine who can see those files and who cannot. Once again, make sure people can see files that need those files. If somebody, let's say, does your digital design your flyers, they don't need to see files about your income, your revenue. So only allow access to the file that people need. Next, also you can warn users if they find that they're sharing a file outside your company. So it flash your warnings, hey, this file is being shared outside your company. Are you sure you want to do that? Also, this allows you to have an admin. An admin should be able to recover your account. So let's say you've got your password or you log in, the admin can log in, they can find more about your account. To find out more about this, visit g.co/grow/workplace security. Protecting your equipment, data, and apps. This is very, very important. I'll say it again. What I said earlier, you are the first line of defense. So hold up your cell phone. Everyone has a cell phone, hopefully. And these cell phones are amazing. They have your pictures, they have your email on them, they have directions, they have text, they have the apps, everything. Your life pretty much is on the cell phone. So not only is protecting your virtual data, your passwords and usernames, but also your physical devices. So protecting your apps, protecting your cell phones, protecting your tablets is so important. Why? Because if a bad actor, a spammer, or hacker gets into one of these devices, they now have access to everything. So in this section, we're going to talk about that. How you can make sure your physical devices are safe. Keep your computer safe. I'll say it again. Keep your computer safe. The first one is don't leave your computer unattended. Now, this sounds simple, but this is one of the small things people do. So you're at a cafe, getting some coffee. They call your name. You leave your laptop at the table. You go up to the counter and get your coffee. Yeah, that was a 1 minute walk. You turn your back for 1 second, but don't do that. All it takes is 1 second for somebody to take your cell phone, to take your tablet, your laptop, or look at your screen and get the username or password information from that. Do not let your physical devices out your sight. When that barista calls your name, pick up your laptop, your phone, and go get your coffee, and then come back to your seat. So do not leave your physical devices, your laptop or your phone unattended. The next one is use a lock screen. Have a password on your phone or use a lock screen. So after 5 minutes of inactivity, the computer will automatically lock. And to open up the computer again, you have to put in a username. I'm sorry, you have to put in a password. The next thing, only enable services or apps that people need to perform their jobs. Your account does not need access to your design files. Your graphic designer does not need access to your accounting files. So whatever you are sharing, make sure that people have access to accounts, information, logins that they need to perform their job. If they don't need that information, then don't let them have access to that. One that I recommend in all your accounts is setting up user profiles. So I wouldn't share your user profile. Keep that for yourself. The admin username for yourself. When you're working with a contractor, you have an employee, create an account for them and create an account where they can only see the information that they need to see. And then guess what? When they're done working for you, at the end of the contract and employment, you can turn off the access to information. Personal story. I have big clients that I worked for 3, 4 years ago. I'm an honest person, but I still have access to my email. I still have access to my Facebook, social media accounts. Now, I have emailed them and say, close my account, or I do it myself. But have a policy in place that when an employee is terminated, when they leave, when the contract ends, that you are going in and you are closing their account. That is so important. Make sure that old accounts from old employees and contractors are not still open and they can't access the system. That's something a lot of companies overlook, but make sure that you have an exit strategy, an exit checkout interview when you close the accounts for old employees. Last one, do not trust unknown USB drives. So you see a USB drive at a coffee shop, at a any store, any place, do not plug in your computer. If it's not your USB drive, don't plug it in. Why? Because that drive could contain some malware, some program that could embed itself in your computer. So you don't want to do that. Keep your mobile device safe. I said it earlier, but your life is on this thing. Do not give this phone to people. Do not leave it unattended. My wife thinks I'm crazy, but I have two phones. I have my everyday phone and I have an older phone that I use on vacation. You know how it is when you go and you stand in front of a statue or monument, whatever. Everybody comes up to us and say, "I want to take a picture for you." I'm not going to give my phone that costs $1,000. By the way, this is a Pixel phone. This is not a plug. Awesome phone. I'm not going to give you my phone and let you have access to my life, my pictures, my email, my work data, everything. No, I'm going to give you this burner phone that I have that's a few years old that still takes good pictures. But guess what? If you take that phone, if you run off with that phone, I only lose those pictures. And those pictures have been backed up in the cloud already. So your cell phone is so precious, so vulnerable. So make sure that you keep your cell phone in plain sight. Because if not, you can lose information. People can get into your apps, your email, and it can cause havoc. One thing you can do is require that all employees have encrypted devices. And encryption, all that means is the data is scrambled. So if somebody was interested in the data will be random characters and numbers. They could make sense of that data. Also, you want to require a PIN to lock devices. Once again, the PIN number could be, don't make it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but you're going to PIN number. Somebody will draw out the shape. There should be a way to lock your device. Also, you want to allow remote data wiping. I'll say it again, remote data wiping. So if you go into your phone or any device in privacy settings, there's normally an option to remote things, to wipe things remote. That's so key. I'll give you an example. I dropped my cell phone in the bathtub a few weeks ago. I shouldn't have been working in the restroom, but I was on my phone. And the phone dropped in there and the screen, it took a few minutes, but it just went black all of a sudden. And I couldn't see anything. And I panicked first, but then I remembered that I used Gmail. So all of my accounts, all of my photos, passwords were already backed up. So all I had to do is go onto my Gmail account on my desktop. I was able then to wipe the information from the device because the screen was broke, but the information and data was still there. I was able to get a new phone, put my username, my password, and be back up and running in a few days. So once again, remote data wiping is key. If your cell phone is damaged and the screen is broken, if somebody steals your phone, if you lose your phone, it's so nice to be able to remotely hit a button and wipe the data from that cell phone. So make sure that you enable remote data wiping on your devices. A few extra tips. Once again, keep all software up to date. Also, you want to avoid software that doesn't offer security options. A lot of times, your cell phone or your desktop won't let you just install software that's not secure. So if it's not secure, don't install it. And also, you want to establish policies limiting data stored on company devices and personal devices. This is very key. Some companies will give you a cell phone. Not because they want to control you, but they don't want the data shared on multiple devices. Because if you lose a device, if you download a virus or software, then the company's data is secure. So they'll give you a separate laptop or cell phone that's protected, that's encrypted, that can only be used to perform work activities. What it's going to do is it's going to stop that commingling. So you won't be doing personal business work on that same device. It'll be separate. So look into having separate laptops, separate tablets, separate phones for your company, because that's another way that you can protect your data and information. Protect your customers online. This is so key. And I believe as we go on, this is become more and more important. I believe that in the near future, your customers are going to seek out business owners not only have great service, great product and pricing, but a company that they trust. They are giving you their data. They're giving you their routing number, their trading account number. You have to protect that data. And especially as a small business, if you look in the news, it seems like every day there's a data from some big company, some retail. And people kind of, look over, oh, okay, and they go about it. But if a customer follows that your business, your small business that they know personally with their information, they're going to be mad. They're going to be upset. And they're going to leave your company or possibly even sue you. So once again, you want to establish policies to not only protect your information, but also protect the data information of your customer, because that's so key. The last thing you want is the customer online, one person saying that they came to your restaurant, they bought a product from you, and from that, the information will leak. So it's so important to protect not only your data, but the data of your customers. Secure your website. Use HTTPS. Stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol Secure. If you have a website, this is like WordPress, another platform, you'll see a icon, a lock icon by your URL. And that's saying that your website is secure. The data on that is secure. And historically, this is something that's been required for sites that sell products that you put information on, credit card, banking, and so on. But no matter if your site is e-commerce or regular site, you need to prioritize security. You need to let your customers know that when they visit your site, no matter what they put in, what they do, their information is secure. So make sure your website is enabled with HTTPS. That's something that's so important for your business and for your website. If you don't have a website, Google Sites is a free service where you can design your website. And the great part about this Google Website Builder, Google Sites, automatically comes with HTTPS installed. I'll say it again, HTTPS is automatically installed and set up. So no matter what you're doing on Google products, if you're using workspaces, Google Apps, Sheet, Google Ads, Google Analytics, it's safe and secure. To find out more about that, visit google.com/sites. Protecting your email. I said it earlier, I'll say it again. You are the first line of defense in protecting your data. So what can you do to protect your email? So only use email providers that support encryption. Once again, that means your data is scrambled and secure. Also use transport layer security known as TSL, and also make sure you enable two-step verification on your email. So once again, they can have your password, log in, and notification is sent to your cell phone or device to verify that you are who you say you are. Don't open suspicious email. Make this big for that. Do not open suspicious email. This is key. This is one of those simple things that can protect you from being hacked, protect you from being victim to a cyber attack. Email is one of the first ways that somebody, easiest ways that you can get into your system. So this section, we'll talk about ways that you can make sure that when you open the email, you click on it, you reply to it, that it's a valid email. Now I'll say this, email attacks and scams are getting more and more creative and real. So it's going to be harder to tell if email is fake or email is valid. But once again, this section, I give some steps you can take to make sure that you clicking on responding to is actually a valid email. Step one, be careful when clicking on email attachments, downloading files, or visiting websites. If you get an email from someone you don't know that says click here for this link, download this PDF. Do not do it. Unbeknownst to you, clicking on that link could download the PDF, but also download a virus to your computer that could expose your computer to so many things that could expose your data. Once again, you don't want to do that. The thing about also data in this malware is these things are hard to detect. They're made to run beneath your system where you don't even see them. Now, somebody that does cybersecurity could find that, but once you click on that, you may not even see anything. But trust me, a piece of erroneous software, of malware, has been downloaded onto your computer or your device that's going to try to steal your information. So once again, do not click on any websites. Do not download any attachments. That's the first step in protecting yourself using your email. Next, don't click on any unsolicited email. You get emails all the time from different people. If you do not recognize the sender, do not click on that email. Don't do it. Next thing you want to do is look out for suspicious email addresses and signatures. You all have those. The email address makes no sense. We'll say user123@gmail.com. The email signature is misspelled, doesn't make any sense. Once again, these are small things that you can scrutinize to make sure email is valid or not. But once again, if the email looks funny, there's an urgent plea, it's saying download here, click here, if somebody you don't know. These are all warning signs that you need to proceed with caution before opening email. And once again, if you feel the email is spam, click it as spam, put it in your spam folder, and go about your day. Beware of phishing schemes. Let's define what phishing is. Phishing is when somebody pretends to be a company or brand that you recognize, not that company. So in this example, a company, a hacker, spammer attacker is pretending to be Ace Hardware. They have the same logo, the same branding, the same color scheme. They want to mimic the look of that company. And they're doing that to drop your defenses, drop your guards, and say, okay, this is a brand that you recognize, you may use. Now you may click on the link and it comes to this website. So be very careful. You have to scrutinize every email to make sure it's coming from the correct company that it says. Look at the logo, look at the address, look at the email address, look at the subject line. If it doesn't match up and make sense, do not click on that. How to spot spam. Now, it can be very hard, but you have to break down some ways. So the first way, the subject line, is the information urgent plea. Click here, download now. You won $10 million. That's all signs that it may be spam. Be very wary of clicking on that email. The next thing that you may see is unknown sender. It doesn't say who it's from. It just says unknown sender. That's probably spam. Because once again, a real person takes the time to find out the sender. It should be their first name or last name. You should know who it's coming from. So if there's no sender, another red flag. Another one, if there is no profile picture, there should be a profile picture. There should be a logo. There should be a face placed there. Once again, if it has no profile picture, it may be spam. Also, poorly written copy. Poorly written copy is a sign that it may come with spam. Now, this is getting harder and harder to spot. Now with AI-powered software like Gemini and other tools that are good, but also the use are bad. Somebody now can write an email that seems personal, that seems real, that doesn't have any misspellings in there. So you want to read out the email and make sure that email is not fraudulent, misspellings, or spammers have a way of writing emails that are very general, but they seem very targeted. It's kind of hard to explain. So I got an email once saying about a sale near that big mall near me. And I automatically think about the mall down the street. One time I got a message saying, go to CVS on the corner and buy gift cards. But guess what? There's a CVS like on every corner. So you have to be aware of those emails, the messages that seem targeted, but actually they're very general. You have to take the time to scrutinize this. What spammers, hackers are counting on that you're busy during the day, that you're not taking the time to look at that message and make sure it's accurate. I'll share a personal story. Promise me you won't laugh at it. So one day I got an email, a text from a spammer. I thought it was my boss. And it was saying, buy the gift cards from CVS. It looked real. They even spoke to when my boss would speak. I thought at the time, long story, I went to CVS, I bought the gift cards, and I asked this person the numbers. And I never forget coming back to the office, I give the gift cards to my boss. And he just gave me this blank stare, like, what are you talking about? And at that moment, my heart sank. And I knew that I had been a victim of spamming, of phishing. So it's easy to do. It can happen. Spammers and hackers, they're doing that. They're writing things in a way that's persuasive, that seem right. They're banking on that you're busy, that you're in a rush. And when we're in a rush, when we're busy, when we're excited or scared, we act out of impulse. We don't think things through. So one of the key things to remember with any of these tasks is just slow down. Take the time to make sure that the email, that text message is coming from a known source. If not, delete it, block it, mark it as spam, and go about your business. Also, once again, attachments that you do not request, saying download this, click or download, do not click that attachment. Once again, that picture, that PDF could contain information, malware, viruses. And when you download that information, that piece of content, it downloads that virus to your computer. So do not click on that. Now this is kind of small here, but can you spot the fake one? One of these is a real login, and one of these is a fake login. And it's very hard for people to spot the difference. And this is why phishing is so persuasive, because at first glance it looks right. But let's zoom in. There's some key differences between these two. First, the URL isn't right. The URL is something funky. It's https://accounts/google.com /HTTPS. That URL makes no sense. Next, there's no user, unknown sender. It's blank. And also there's no profile image. Once again, this page looks just like a Google login page, but if you scrutinize the page, you'll understand, you'll see that it's a fake page. The great thing about using Gmail is that Gmail blocks 99.9% of the phishing attacks on malware before they reach you. To find out more about this, visit google.com/Gmail. It all comes down to thinking before you click. Before you click on that link, that email, think about where's it coming from and scrutinize every single email. So one thing you want to do is plan ahead. Don't wait to get attacked and be on Google, Googling what to do to get attacked. No, have a plan now. So one thing you do is outline all your equipment and who tried to what or what needs to be done. And also take quick action when it comes to your data. Time is key, so act fast. Also, you can create a record of tech assets. You can open up Google Sheets. You can make a list of what platforms, what tools you're using. You can ask yourself, are you up to date? What accounts do you have? And what hardware do you use or have as well? Make sure that you have a record of all your physical devices and also your virtual accounts as well. Also, you're going to be sure to have clear training policies that people know what to do. So have somebody on your team that's designated as the cybersecurity specialist that knows how to deal with possible phishing attempts or email scams. Also, be sure to create a security culture. And when I say this, that it starts with you as the boss. So even in your home, even at your job, you should always be modeling cybersecurity awareness by talking about it, talking about things that happen in the news, saying, hey, be sure to change your password every 60, 90 days. Talk about it. Be that person, because people Follow the leader. So model the behavior that you want people to follow for your business. What to do if you're attacked? You have a few options. So first thing you want to do is protect your banking and your credit card information. The first thing you do is contact your bank, your credit card company, or financial institutions. Also, be sure to check your credit report for any new accounts. Dispute any charges, any accounts. Doesn't matter if they charge you 1 cent or $1 million, you have to dispute that charge. And also consider placing a freeze on your credit account, freezing new accounts being open. You can also file reports with local police. Next, I also recommend filing a report with the IC3, which stands for the Internet Crime Compliance Center. To find out more about this, visit www.ic3.com. ic3.gov. You can also contact the Federal Trade Commission to report fraud, scams, other bad business practices. Simply visit www.reportfraudftc.gov. Next steps, make sure you change all your passwords. Do not use the same password every single account. Also, if you have been hacked, seek professional advice. Some of these things you can't see on your own. Only somebody who's trained can log into your account or your computer and find the software. Also, be sure to continue to monitor your credit account for any new accounts being opened. Recap and resources. So quickly, let's recap. First thing, use strong passwords. Consider using a password manager like Google Password Manager. Also, when possible, use two-step verification. Keep your equipment safe. Your cell phone, your mobile device, your desktop, laptop, keep them safe, not out of sight. Also, on your website, be sure to use HTTPS. Also, use email provider that supports encryption. Also, make a plan and create a list of your tech assets. And also, remember to develop and nurture a security culture. These are all steps you can take, not only protecting the data of your business, but also the data of your customers. To find out more about this, visit safety.google. And also to keep learning more about cybersecurity and other digital skills, we have a channel on YouTube. Simply go to youtube.com/growwithgoogle. Also, Google offers career certificates in high demand jobs and fields. These are self-paced courses that take anywhere from 3 to 6 months, ranging from data analytics, cybersecurity, to IT, project management, and so on. To find out more about these certifications, visit growwithgoogle.com/certificates. So that being said, I want to thank you for your time today. I hope you find out information on how to protect your information online for your small business and also for your customers. I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.